I met a gypsy.
Controversial topic: scoop tires. Yay or nay? Should we regulate tires, or is that some communist shit?
Missed opportunity. Missed opportunity. This is kind of the problem I have with the production rule. Is it's like, okay, you have the production rule, but
No, we're good. We're good. I'm just checking.
but then the pros, I mean, they're all pros, but the factory guys get spec tires, and then everyone else has to just go buy the tire off the shelf. And, if let's just go full works, just have it be unlimited as far as what you can do in the 450 class, 250 class, make it stock, have them all have okay, no pun intended, but spec tire where this is what you guys are running every bike, right? That's really what I should think, because there's no reason why it doesn't matter. When I asked Deegan, what do you think about the scoop tire? And he's like, dude, we rode it on the driest shit. I'm riding that shit all day long, every day. Okay. Why even have other tires if this is what you're doing? Like Dunlop? Okay. You see what the market wants. Now for the everyday consumer, start making different compounds of that spec of the scoop tire, soft, medium, hard for the scoop. And then have another tire that has knobbies on the side, and boom, there's your most epic tire right there with the scoop. And yeah, it's gonna problem with it's gonna beat up the tracks harder, especially in Supercross. So maybe there should be some sort of regulation, because in Supercross you're gonna get down to the plywood much sooner, which is dangerous for the guys. So maybe there not have it, but in Moto you're not gonna have that problem. And Moto is all about just who's the gnarliest motherfucker there. So have that happen. But to answer your question, yeah, I think there should be different compounds of the scoop tire to the general population, because I'm getting the feeling that there is for the pro guys, because you should not have a tire that's meant for sand, right? Typically you're saying, okay, this thing is very hard, and have it be able to work in really slippery conditions. Just, it shouldn't work. Should not work. You'd need a really soft compound of it.
Oh, I disagree.
You think we should ban it altogether?
No, I just think that there should be places where you can run it and then just places where you can't.
So we're kind of on the same page. I said with Supercross.
Yeah, I think like Southwick, yes. Redbud, yes. Millville, yes. And then that's it. So like just have places, because I mean my argument is that it just like ruins the tracks. Like it just completely, and there's the argument of like it should be rough and it should be gnarly. Yes, I agree with that. I don't want it to be not rough, but I want riders to be able to move around and race each other. I feel like so much of what we get nowadays is just like pick a rut, down the hill, round the corner, up the hill. And then you've got a little chance where you can like move to get into a different rut, but then it's like you're in that rut. There's no real, like I go back to 2014 Millville with Kennard and Stewart, and they're just like, yacht. Like they're just moving all, like that's racing. Like you're actually able to race that type of track.
I disagree. I'm going to rebuttal you, because truthfully, when a track is one line, is usually because there's a lack of lines. There's just one fast line. And if the track is continuously getting rougher and rougher, guys are going to have to move from the outside to the inside to the middle. Now there's a big hole here. Now we got to move. And so there really isn't a lot of passing points until there's multiple lines where now here's a berm and a rut that's built up that I can go on the outside, where when a track is not as rough, it becomes MotoGP. Outside in is the fastest line around everything, and it's really the only way you can beat somebody is either taking them out or maybe outbreaking them somewhere. I find it to be the exact opposite. The gnarlier the track, the more riders are able to, at least the exceptional ones, are able to shine. They just have to go look for the different lines.
Go watch Parla last year. Both motos.
See, the problem I have is when the track is so deep that the outside is full of mud and the inside has got real big deep ruts. Nobody's going to go outside because it's going to slow you down.
Mm.
That's probably the time that I find everything being so one line.
So Parla last year, Chase was on Jet's ass the entire moto. Jet just hugged every inside basically the entire way around the track for the most part. And Sexton couldn't pass Jet in. So Jet's in a rut on the inside, right? And then Sexton trying to go on a longer distance rut that's just as deep, just as gnarly. And it just becomes like a math equation of who's riding the shorter lap of the track. You can't go any further inside Jet, so you can't make the track shorter. And then your only option to pass is to ride the longer way around. But to make that pass stick, you would have to ride an extra 3 mile, 4 mile. Like, it's just not possible in the ruts that they have available. So,
Okay, well then what's the argument with MXGP? Because those tracks are arguably gnarlier than ours and rougher in ours and usually become hard pack at the end of the day. So
yeah,
those-
but see, they don't prep their tracks in the same way.
I
Yeah.
think there's the difference.
Yeah.
As opposed to the scoop tire, it's more of how we prep our tracks.
100%. 100%. So, and maybe that's the answer. Maybe it's not about regulating the tires. Maybe it's about not prepping. But all the tracks and all the riders will say the same thing. Nowadays, they're all prepped exactly the same. You can go to Ironman, you can go to Millville, you can go to Redbud, you can go to Budds Creek. Deep as fuck, flood it, crazy ruts the whole way around the track. And then, of course, you're going to run the scoop tire, which then is going to make the ruts deeper. If you've got a scoop versus a regular tire, and you put the same dude on the track for 30 minutes, the track will look different. I don't think that is a point that could be
But
argued.
see, the tracks start off so deep, which makes you lean towards the scoop tire.
Exactly.
So let's not rip them as deep and then let the ruts get super hard packed to where now guys are going to want to try to pick a different tire. And because what I said previously is when they're so deep, usually there's the fast line, which is the inside line. And then on the outside is still wet and moist. And so therefore no guy's going to go out there because it's just and get stuck.
Yeah.
But if it was dry, there'd be extra lines out there to where you could carry more speed than that real choppy, holy inside. So
Yeah.
I guess we're both.
I guess we agree about the problem, but not about the solution. I guess there could be two solutions to the same problem, essentially. But yeah, I don't know.
Try it one weekend, try it different than
But
next
I just
weekend.
think there's just no, in every other sport, they just regulate. Like, that's the easiest thing to regulate. Like, they all have the tires there. The Dunlop truck fits the tire. Like,
Yeah, they have them all.
It's
It
all-
is
it's all-
ridiculous that everyone is wearing the same. I'm tired of always going to the races and being like, oh, hey, look, here's the Spec A scoop tire again. Oh, hey, look,
Yeah.
Spec A scoop tire. Every now and again, I'll see somebody running the 250 tire versus the 450 tire, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting, And Josh Hill's going, well, it's just so that it feels better in the whoops, where
Yeah.
it doesn't grab and go ba da 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 da. But that's really the only difference. Where I'd like to see some different.
Yeah, and just throw a
changes.
variable. Like Hayden said, I'm just ride the same tire every single day at the goat farm. Like, throw some variables in that the guys kind of have to deal with. Like, we're just so scared of any kind of change in the sport that it's
Yeah,
like,
resistant to change is definitely part of the problem.
and then
Because, dude, the e-bikes, like being progressive is part of the deal of you've got to be ready for change, right? Or you get left behind.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy gang.